Yes, I call that for Mantle.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm glad to make a statement on the Joint Standing Committee on Treaties report into the International Labour Organisation's Convention concerning the elimination of violence and harassment in the world of work. Deputy Speaker, everyone has a right to participate in work free from violence and harassment, including and especially gender-based violence and harassment. In the last few years, Australia has faced a reckoning on how many people are denied that right. The milestone Respect at Work report exposed the full extent of the problem of sexual harassment in Australian workplace, and I particularly acknowledge all those who contributed their experiences to inform that work. This reckoning has been motivated by the dismay and resolve of the Australian people and has rightly moved the Australian Government to act and to begin taking the necessary steps to eliminate violence and harassment in the world of work. Deputy Speaker, one of those necessary steps is ratifying the Convention concerning the elimination of violence and harassment in the world of work. This was, in fact, a recommendation of the Jenkins report. The Convention is a landmark international instrument offering an inclusive, integrated and gender-responsive solution to the complex, multi-layered and frequently, all too frequently, gender-based problem of violence and harassment in the world of work. The Convention establishes a world-first definition of violence and harassment, which includes a range of unacceptable behaviours and practices or threats of such conduct, whether a single occurrence or repeated behaviour that aims at, results in or is likely to cause physical, psychological, sexual or economic harm, and includes gender-based violence and harassment. What's more, Deputy Speaker, the Convention is comprehensive in its coverage of what we mean when we say the world of work, endeavouring to prevent violence and harassment in every possible configuration of a workplace. The Convention recognises that a worker or other people in the world of work includes employees, irrespective of their contractual status. It includes persons in training, interns, apprentices, workers whose employment has been terminated, volunteers, job seekers and job applicants. The Convention covers all aspects of work, whether in public or private spaces, travelling to and from work, during rest breaks and, of course, during work-related travel and training. Upon adoption, the Convention would mean that governments, businesses and worker representatives are required to work together in developing an inclusive, integrated and gender-responsive approach for the prevention of violence and harassment in the world of work. Deputy Speaker, the new approach draws the individual elements of the Convention together, providing an opportunity to supersede traditional approaches which involve a patchwork of workplace health and safety, workplace relations, human rights, criminal laws and policies. In Australia, the Respect at Work report found that our patchwork of traditional laws and policies do contain inconsistencies and in coverage and approach, and the committee heard promising evidence that Australia intends to take advantage of the opportunity to address that. For example, a new body, the Respect at Work Council, has been established to consider how Australia's regulatory framework can be used to address workplace sexual harassment and violence. Deputy Speaker, while the committee found that Australia is in compliance with the obligations of the Convention, the proper measure of success in eliminating violence and harassment in the world of work will not be measured in the passage of laws or the prosecution of offenders, as significant as that might be. The measure of success will be a community-wide recognition that mutual respect and dignity are a central and crucial requirement in the world of work, with a corresponding normative shift that actually reduces the instances of violence and harassment in the workplace. I take this opportunity to thank all the members of the JSCOT, all the committee members, including the Deputy Chair and, of course, the Secretariat. And, Deputy Speaker, the committee supports ratification of the Convention, and on behalf of the committee, I commend this report.